That's why they're up 4-2 now on Queer the House, but Queer the House has the hammer. And the score from sheet D, which Heather updated without me. She is really on top of things more so than I was. It is 3-3 between Glitterly Can't Even, I forget the rest of the name, and Nobody Gives a Damn. Has 3-3. Glitterly Can't Even has the hammer.
Okay, we're back. Apologies for the technical difficulties, so you may have to do the score updates again.
All right, so I'll do the score updates again. Well, actually, no, now you can see them.
Yep. Oh, save update, there we go.
Yeah, now you can see them.
Sorry, I'm still learning this new system here. I'm getting it.
It's a bit like piloting the space shuttle, where you can do pretty much anything you need to, but it's tough to learn it all. There was, in fact, a space mission in which somebody had to, somebody found a button that saved the flight. You know, they were about to abort or eject, and then there was one thing that they had done in a simulator one time, and they popped it out right then, and one of the astronauts went, "What?" And the other astronaut went, "Oh, it's auxiliary this, and that, and whatever," and they managed to keep flying and proceed with the rest of their mission without any trouble. And no, the fact that my wife is moving to NASA does not have anything to do with that. It's just one of those weird things that I know. All right, delivery now on our feature sheet. Our second rot's here. I have just dumped a plate full of eggs into my lap.
Oh, no.
As I saw all that. So I might skip the rest of the eggs. I will, though, save the brownies.
All right. That's the important part.
That is the important part. I will not be entering that on my MyFitnessPal app. I will, however, be cleaning this up. Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee line 2 now. And Christmas Misfits has the hammer. We are playing 8 ends here. So Christmas Misfits will really need to do something here, or else Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee can just sort of play defensive the rest of the way. And take this out. This is a really difficult situation. And this rock is, well, actually gets a nice little roll. Looks from behind the glass like they might be line 1. Yes, we are monitoring the chat room. And we've been informed that we are back. Which is good, because that is better than being down. Delivery coming in now from Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee, and that is going to take out the one red rock, leave Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee line 3. Still early in the end. In fact, we're going to have the second of the second rocks now, 4th rock at the end for Christmas Misfits.
Across the face. Dagnabbit. Dagnabbit.
And we have a shot that's going wide left. And too heavy. Didn't quite reach us here in the commentary position, but also was not where they wanted it to go. So Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee will be line 3. It does look like it's going to be difficult now for Christmas Misfits to get the big end that they needed. And if you would like some eggs that definitely have not been on the floor, try and peek at the other sheets now. Again, 3 of our sheets have been playing at roughly the same speed. We're in the 6th end out of 8. On 3 of our sheets, it is sheet A, where there appear to be roughly 37 rots in play in the 5th end at the far side. The good news about that being so intriguing is that the other 3 games will probably end before that one does, and so we can probably switch over to this one. As Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee puts up a guard, and why not, they're line 3.
Or go over there. Either way, Jay. Okay.
And my goodness, the brownies are good. Heavy delivery coming now for Christmas Misfits as I unmute myself. They have taken out the guard. On sheet A, they have just finished. They just finished the 5th end, and it is a steal of 2 for Rock on Rock Action. Rock on Rock Action now taking a 6-1 lead over the Nuts. Another delivery. Looks like they're trying to put that guard right back into place. This would be a Vice Rock. Courtney Shaw and her colorful ensemble have not yet come in. On sheet C, by the way, Northern Triple Exposure, which leads 4-2, has just cleared the house with an effective takeout. Shooter rolled out. This would be exactly what they wanted. There are 5 guards in front of the house. So it's going to be very difficult for Clear the House to score anything. Christmas Misfits moves the guard, but now they've got 3 yellow rots in a crooked line. Good luck taking all of that out. Courtney Shaw is taking a good look at this. Probably wants to guard this without giving Christmas Misfits something that would give them a quadruple, massive ping-pong takeout. I believe the technical term for that is moving a lot of rocks, which Christmas Misfits will have to do with skip rots coming up. Christmas Misfits will have the hammer, but at this point they're looking at scoring 2 at most. They are down 4 in the 6th end, again, of 8. Courtney Shaw is indeed putting up a guard here. She has struggled with the weight on the guards a little bit. There was a hogline violation or not a hogline violation, but one that came out short of the hog in the last end. And this one, they barely got it across, or did they? Hard to tell from our angle, but yes, they did. So it is the longest possible of long guards, way out in front of the house. And that's not bad, because that will complicate things quite a bit for Christmas Misfits. Over on sheets C, we're up to 7 guards and nothing in the house now. Unless that red rock is just biting it, but I don't believe it is. Still just starting skip rocks now. Clear the house. Sheet D has an considerable amount of traffic. Literally can't even. She has the hammer in a 3-3 game. Looks like it. Yeah, we'll get some scoring on this. Here's our delivery now. For Christmas Misfits, and they are going to miss everything in there. It is going to roll into the 12-foot. That is unlikely to affect the outcome of this end.
I would never thought that shot would be
I'm being told not to lie to my fitness app. Well, I would just put it this way: if you don't say anything, you're not actually lying.
Not a lie of omission, huh?
Right, not a lie of omission, but you know, it's. Again, I'm not lying. I'm merely pleading the fifth. Besides, I have a busy day tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will miss the Glitter Bombspiel action tomorrow because I will be coaching 2 soccer games and reffing 2 soccer games because I really should be doing better things with my life. But happy to be here today in Laurel, Maryland. It has been rather warm the last few days. Not sure if that's affecting the ice. Maybe we'll talk with some of the growers after they come out. It is a bit cool today. They do wonderful ice prep work here in Laurel. As we have a delivery coming in from Vannnnnjieeeeeee, and they are simply going to add to their stockpile of yellow rocks in the house. That is 4. They are lying 4. Courtney Shaw looks happy with that. They have 4 in the house, and they have 2 guards. Christmas Misfits has only 1 rock in play, and it is not really in position to do anything unless Rob Swan here manages to take out all 4 yellow rocks in the house, in which case we will send the clip to Sports Center. He does take a big swing. Sends it straight down the ice. The sweepers aren't even trying. Oh, no, now they are trying to do something. It does get past the long guard, and boom.
Wow.
But the shooter's going to spill out. That is going to leave Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee with 2. That will put them up 8-2. But we will play on.
You're muted again.
To the feature sheet we go once again in the 7th end, as I remember to unmute myself between bites of my brownies. And this is the only action we have going into the 7th end so far. Everything else is late in the 6th.
Do you mind switching the house camera for me?
Yeah, that looks really light. Over and up, girl. Give it hot.
Yeah.
There is a huddle over on sheet D and an empty house. Can't quite tell what is going on over there. The red rod's going to literally can't even. They should have the hammer here. Gun shooting into an empty house. A very strategic battle over there. 3-3.
You guys have it.
Could be interesting for us to switch to when this is done. Sheet A, which is the slowest of our sheets so far and the most complicated. This actually looks like a less complicated one. Here's rock on rock action is, well, they're going to spill one, so they will be line one. So, back on our feature sheet. Just getting underway in the 7th end.
It's straight here, and I think this should be fine.
Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee leading 8-2.
Yep.
Like this way?
Okay, we should be back. Apologies, we lost our stream briefly there.
Good weight was great.
This is Misfits trying to put one into the house. Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee, as you would expect at this point, keeping things nice and simple. Oh, Crystal's Misfits not putting that in the house. They're putting that up as a guard. Trying to get something going. Again, down 6 without the hammer.
I caught it. If it's in. Yes, early, yes, Captain! Yes! Okay, well, we're going to be on the guard.
Quick reminder, we are playing with the 5-rock rule, which is, again, one more than 4-rock rule. It's something that curling's powers that be have thrown in just to make things a little bit more complicated.
The guard isn't better. We were always going to touch the guard, Eric.
Granted, the 4-rock rule has been pretty good.
Little tight.
So Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee simply tips that one over a little bit. We are on 2nd rocks now. In fact, this would be the 5th of the 5 rocks in that 5-rock rule.
Wait, top 4? This is okay, too.
This shot is possibly going to rock on their own guard. No, he's going to slip it between the 2 guards. Well, no, actually it's well short of all that. That's what I get for trying to guess the weight of a shot that is on the other end of the ice from me. They are shooting toward that Scottish flag. Right next to the Canadian flag between sheets A and B, the American flag over sheet A, and the Jackson Pollock monstrosity that is the Maryland flag hanging over sheet C. It looks like a Virginia flag over between sheets C and D, but it is so nondescript in my home state that I have no idea. It really could be, and it appears to be a District of Columbia flag representing the 3 parts of the DMV. Home, of course, of your Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals. So we do all sorts of good things on ice, even though the other day it was 88 degrees here. Again, we will ask the curlers after this if that is going to affect the ice out here. Do have a fair number of guards in play.
Yep. Yeah, come on. I don't think you can get there.
Can't quite see if anything is actually in the house. Chris's Misfits trying to put something in there. They get past all the guards. And it looks like that will hang around. Indeed it does. So Chris's Misfits with something to work with here as they try to generate a big steal to make things interesting going into the final end. And we are playing 8. And we have a score update from sheet C, where Queer the House has tied things up 4-4 against Northern Exposure with 2 ends to play. So Northern Triple Exposure will have the hammer in the 7th, so a bit of an advantage, but again, tied 4-4. Over on sheet D, we believe it's still tied 3-3, but everyone's standing in front of the scoreboard.
Pretty sure when I looked a minute ago, it's still 3-3. So yeah.
It is, but they should be in the 7th. They may have blanked the 6th end, though. It didn't look like they were keeping things nice and clear. Back to our feature game, Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee, perhaps
now,
by accident.
apologize to that team.
What was that about?
I went to all that trouble. I went to all that trouble with that stone there. You got knocked out.
And a bit of good nature yelling from our Wayne Rooney look-alike here. Well, not look-alike, but jersey-alike. As his rock has gone and Chris's Misfits, again, looking at a very difficult situation. Vice Rot's coming up. With a fair amount of weight, but there's nothing to stop it from Miss Vannnnnjieeeeee, and it goes through.
I think we gotta try to come through here. Either that or I just don't think we can get there. Come forward, Jules.
It's tight, eh?
No, that's very tight. Lots of bad things could happen there.
Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee now looking like they're going to add to the traffic in the front of the house.
Like, how much can you see?
And they do. They are
90.
Just half.
perhaps the big play, the most common play in this situation would be just to keep things nice and simple. But they have 2 yellow rocks in the house. It's going to be awfully difficult for Chris's Misfits. You're the second of the Vice Rots coming up. They're 5th at the end.
Whoa!
This rock looks like it might settle into the house between the 2 yellow rocks if it will stay.
I think just a tiny bit heavy there.
It is not quite going to hang around. Now, Miss Vannnnnjieeeeee might only be lying 1. And of course, if they can get out with this in with 1, they would certainly take that. Up 7 going into the 8th end. It would surely be academic at that point. I believe from that very loud shout that Courtney Shaw just gave that they are going to guard. I say that because she yelled quite loudly, "We're going to guard." So they're guarding their 1 or 2 in the house. Again, overhead views can be a little bit deceiving. It's hard to tell between that second yellow rock and the red rock that is in the house. Both of them just biting the 8-foot.
Just here. We're here.
And it looks like a nice, careful guard from Courtney Shaw, who has played very well in this game.
Early. Yes, boy. Little tight. Hard line.
That is crossed the hog line with no problem. That is going to just add to the congestion there, add to the difficulty. We do have an update from sheet A, where DeNuts managed to get 1 back. That's probably not going to be enough to really put them in contention. They are down 6-2, and Rock on Rock Action has the hammer there. Also on sheet D, it appears that Glitterly Can't Even scored 1 in the 6th. And so you have that ever delicately poised match going into the 7th and 8th ends, in which nobody gives a damn, is down 1 with hammer. Your classic close game situation. So we have 2 very close games that we might be able to peek in on, depending on how the rest of this plays out. Everyone now is in the 7th end. Robshaw's rock bobbles a little bit as he does the full swing that they don't teach beginning curlers to do anymore. They teach us to generate everything from our legs. That's difficult for those of us who are pushing 50, but then again, it's also difficult for those of us who are pushing 50 to do a backswing like that. Unless we've been lifting weights our whole life, and as you can tell from the fact that I'm using my fitness app, I have not. No change in the house here. Courtney Shaw has a big grin on her face, as she has for most of the game. There are plentiful guards up there, even more so than they had in Swamp Castle and the Holy Grail. And this looks like it'll simply cut off any remaining lanes that are in there. It might get past that guard into the house. No, it just ticks that guard a little bit, and maybe not exactly what Courtney Shaw had in mind, but again, we're looking at something fairly academic here. I mean, if Christmas Misfits could somehow pull off a miraculous double takeout here, then they would have something to play with. But this is the hammer for Rod Swan. In case we forget his name, it is on the back of a shirt that is peeking out from under his jacket. The man with Rooney on his back is not named Rooney. That is, of course, for DC United's Wayne Rooney. The pride of the District of Columbia, other than Alex Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom and TJ Oshie and Braden Holtby. And, of course, the Clausen family, which has curled out Potomac Curling Club and sent several good curlers into the junior program and beyond. Rod Swan now with his final delivery of this end, and perhaps the final delivery of this game. It's wide, it's going to hit a guard. It's going to push the yellow rod just a hair closer to the button. So yellow either with 1 or 2, which means they're going to be leading by either 7 or 8. Heather seems to think it's 2. And we have handshakes. So our featured game is over, which means I believe I will have to stand up under Heather's instructions and switch to a different game.
Please, yeah.
Which one
do you want to go to?
I am intrigued by what's going on sheet C between Clear the House and Northern X Triple Exposure. Let's take a look at that. We have just switched to the far end of the ice. Is that really what they have? Yes, that is. That is 4 yellow rods for Northern Triple Exposure. And they have the hammer. Not sure how they got to this point, but it appears we may be looking at a close game broken wide open. Speaking of close games, over on sheet D, nobody gives a damn. Scores 2 in the 7th to take a 5-4 lead. So literally can't even be going into the 8th and final end, down 1 with hammer. So we may need to switch to that one for their 8th end, but we're going to stick here for the moment in the 7th end between Queer the House in red, Northern Triple Exposure in yellow. Northern Triple Exposure, again, line 4 at the moment, and And they have the hammer, so this would be Queer the House's last shot. Looks like they'll really need to maybe freeze something right in the middle of all that just to take away all those counters. I may leave you with Heather here as I go over and attempt to ask Courtney Shaw for a comment on this game and relay it to you because, again, in my day job, I am a journalist. No, she is not coming off the ice just yet. They are still putting all the rods back in order. On one of these sheets, of course, these have taken donations to have things burned into the handles. On one of these sheets, the fourth rock has labeled, "May the fourth be with you," which I think is wonderful. While I was thinking about trying to catch Courtney Shaw, I did not see what happened.
They just flashed through.
And they just flashed through, which means Northern Triple Exposure has a shot here for 5. Which would certainly complicate things. And all they need to do is get it anywhere in the house. And it does look like this will go somewhere in the house. At worst, it might bump out one of their own. It's not going to. That is going to be 5 for Northern Triple Exposure. Might see handshakes here. Not yet. As a rather melancholy sweep of all the rocks off the ice. Clear the house. As they put that score up, that is indeed a big 5 for the Triple Exposure. You have people coming off the ice now. I'm going to go attempt to get a few comments about how things are playing.
Before you go, do you mind switching the camera for me?
I can switch the camera for you.
Thank you.
Now we'll go to Turkey.
Let's just clear this one. If we get this, that's okay.
Well, you gotta watch that.
Little down. Control's fine. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good shot, Trevor. Yeah. Very wide.
Heather's off to do ice maintenance, so she'll be happy to know that Courtney Shaw was pleased with the ice, getting a lot of curl. Had a little bit of frost this morning as expected because it was, again, 90-some degrees yesterday. Yellow Rock shoots through the house for Northern Triple exposure. Might switch away from this one and go over to sheet D. On sheet D, you can see Glitterly Can't Even has put up a crooked line of guards. Because nobody gets it in. Try to break through that, and they will clear a path. Try to count up the rots that are over there. Here's we're on Vice rots over there, not yet over to Skip rots. And here comes our delivery. That is not going to hang around for Glitterly Can't Even. Again, we are in the 8th end. Glitterly Can't Even will have the hammer. Quick update here of what our final score on sheet B, we believe was 9-2. It could have been 10. They have taken the numbers and flung them into Potomac. Nobody Gives a Damn has just put a red one just a little bit farther into the house. Not sure if that's really what they wanted. On sheet C, it's now only Northern Triple exposure, as you expect. This keeping things nice and clean. Sheet A, they're still in the 7th end. The other 2 games are in the 8th. Oh, in fact, Triple exposure has just cleared the house of 2 red rocks. And at this point, we are talking pretty much mathematical impossibility. And a little bit surprised Clear the House isn't shaking hands right now because they, unless they can somehow tick a long guard into the house, they really have nothing else they can do. But on the game we were watching now, on sheet D, Glitterly Can't Even has a lot of rots in play. In fact, they are lying 4. We are down to Skip rots now. Nobody Gives a Damn really has to generate something here. And on sheet C, Clear the House does not go for the miracle shot there, just to see how much they can get out of this end. Sheet A is another complicated end. D-Nuts looks like they may be lying 2. Which would make it possible for them to do something in the 8th end. So we might have some more action after the one we're currently falling. Nobody Gives a Damn trying to sneak through a whole bunch of guards. They sneak all the way through the house. They threaded the needle that they did not want to thread right there. Everything went through.
No, go behind it. No.
They will have one more shot, one more rock remaining in this. But Glitter We Can't Even is in pretty good shape here to close out this 8th and final end. Bear in mind they do need 2. They are down 1. They're currently lying 4. They would have to like their chances. Shot now coming on the way from Glitter We Can't Even. It does look like they're trying to replace that one hole that you see in their line of guards. Trying to get it past one of the yellows, and they do, and go yellow. Nobody gets down with now with a very difficult shot. Perhaps just throwing a lot of weight at this and trying to get as many of those red rods out as they possibly can. We'll take the long view of that one. I will move the scoreboard for you so you can get a better look at all the traffic on that one. That's 9 rods in play. Glitter We Can't Even has 4 of them in the house. And Glitter We Can't Even has the hammer down 1. So this is a crucial shot for Nobody Gives a Damn. On sheet A, Nuts picked up 1, a steal of 1. They will need to steal 3 in the 8th and final win to keep that one going. Now our shot is on the way from Nobody Gives a Damn. Switching out, see where this goes. One of our views is slightly ahead of the rest. They have managed to draw around. It is not going to outcount the red. And we have handshakes. And handshakes as Glitter We Can't Even. Now, wait a minute. We can't really have handshakes yet. Because right now, Glitter We Can't Even is only lying 1. Which would not win the game. They are still going to have to put one of those in. Nobody Gives a Damn. Got one in as second stone. There were some handshakes and a quick realization that no, that's not it. Glitter We Can't Even has to promote one of these rods or draw around, and it is not the simplest of shots. Sheet C, incidentally, is all but done. Looks as if Clear the House might be able to pick up 3 here in the 8th, but of course they're down 5. Looks like it's going to be a win for Northern Triple Exposure and their nice red jackets in the Maryland with the MBs on them. So sheet C, I'll just mention for posterity, here is that third rock. As we await the crucial hammer on sheet D, might we see an extra in here? Sheet C, they're shaking hands. Clear the House did pick up 3, so that ends with a respectable 9-6, which actually is a fair reflection of how that game was going. It was very close till Northern Exposure broke it open with 5 in the 7th. All right, here comes our shot now. These guys are kind of in the way, but you will be able to see on the overhead how this comes. They are attempting to draw around. They are not trying to knock out any of those guards or any of those ones at the front of the house. They need to get into the 8-foot. This is going to, oh boy, what is it? This is the game right here. We might see a measurement now to see if this game is over. Or of course kicking away the other rocks. It is 1 for Glitter, he can't even. We're gonna see now if it's 2. Yes, someone has gone down to the other end to fetch the magic stick. And so this measurement will tell us whether Glitter We Can't Even has put this away or if we will go to a 9th end. If we go to that 9th end, nobody gives a damn. We'll have the hammer, as unlikely as it seemed just a couple of minutes ago. On sheet A, as you can imagine, rock on rock action is keeping it fairly clean. They have 1 in the house. D-Nuts has none. They've each thrown 3. Here's the 4th rock for D-Nuts now. And we're looking at the measurement. We're looking at it from overhead because I cannot see because of traffic in the way. There's obviously a conversation on the ice. I do not see handshakes.
I think stack it up. All right. So, back line. I don't mind if you kick this in. Okay.
It appears we do have an extra end. They're yelling extra end through the warm room. Wouldn't take them at their word that that was referring to what is happening on the ice. So we're going to stay with that game. Switching to your views now to see how that looks. Sheet D is the one over to the right. You are going to have a good view of it because sheets B and C are done. Those should be the, I can put the scores back up for you now. Sheets B and C are final. I'm not sure whether B was 9 or 10. They did not mark it. But we'll tell you, Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee won. By the way, I did speak with Courtney Shaw of Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeee, who said that there was a bit of frost in the morning, but the ice had a lot of curl. She seemed very happy with it. Also told me that Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeee is a reference to a RuPaul character.
You guys got money's worth.
I did not realize. And in our extra end, on sheet D, we have our first delivery now from Glitter We Can't Even. Should see it going in now. Take the scores down. So just know that this is the 9th in extra end between Glitter We Can't Even and Nobody Gives a Damn on sheet D. Periodically repeat the scores that we saw on the other ones, as D-Nuts appears to have burned one. Or, no, it was just a delivery that went through. D-Nuts really needed to generate some traffic over there, and they are not. They are down to vice rods. D-Nuts has nothing in play. Well, no, they have 2 guards in play, but nothing in the house. Rock on rock action has 1 at the back of the house and 2 guards. As you see in our new feature sheet, Nobody Gives a Damn has just cleared things out a little bit. The This is the second rock from Literally Can't Even. Again, Nobody Gives a Damn has a hammer. And if you just joined us, it was a really remarkable 8th end. Literally Can't Even put a lot of traffic in there. Nobody Gives a Damn put one in the back. As second stone, at first people thought it was over, then they realized, no, wait, that second stone, Literally Can't Even needs to score 2, and they missed it in a measurement. And that's why we are playing an 8th end on sheet D. So we're closing things up here. And a lot of people are at the bar, which is where I would rather be right now. I shouldn't say that. This is actually good curling. It's fun to watch, and Nobody Gives a Damn now with their second delivery. There is a red guard in front of that yellow stone. You can barely see it. Let me switch views. You can barely see that red guard. In fact, the yellow rod just went past it. And we'll hang around the house. Can't quite tell if that far one is biting or not, but yet Nobody Gives a Damn with hammer, having salvaged the match in the last, salvaged the game in the last end. Actually, have not yet put that score up. But this is the tightest of our games. Sheet C between Northern Triple Exposure and Clear the House was a tight game for a while. Northern Triple Exposure broke it open with 5 in the 7th. On sheet A, Rock on Rock action has been mostly in control over D-Nuts, and we have handshakes. It appears partway through that end. Rock on Rock action will be your winner. We'll see what they declare as the final score. But D-Nuts simply ran out of rocks, so it looks like they had 2 remaining at the other end, and Rock on Rock action had the only rock in the house. Let's see how the scoreboard looks on this. Oh, good. All right, so there is your action so far. Last one going is in an extra end. Nobody Gives a Damn has the hammer. Literally Can't Even has some rocks in play. This is the 4th stone heading down the ice now for Nobody Gives a Damn. See if they can outcount anyone. I'm simply going to leave it on the multicam view here because that's where you really have the best view of how things are going. Vice rocks now for Literally Can't Even. Kind of well positioned here, but if it were to end now, Nobody Gives a Damn would have a draw for the win. That rock coming up a bit short. Yeah, perhaps intentionally, perhaps that's a guard. Let's see if I can get another view up. Yeah, I can get another view here. At least I could. Oh, my mouse pad is gone. Ah. There you go. That's a view of the line of guards. All the action on the left side of the house right now, which, yeah, if it goes down to the end this way, would give nobody gives a damn a draw for the win. Their first Vice Rock is up now. This is going to get into the house. Question is whether it stays. It will, but it is not out counting anything. So basically another rear guard. So Glitterly can't even. Second of its Vice Rocks. That delivery is on the way. It is going to make it into the house. Let's see where this winds up. Here it comes. It is, and it sticks. So Glitterly Can't Even has managed to cut down the scoring area a bit. As we get into the second device rocks, they take that very quickly. There are timers here. I don't see them here at the Glitter Bombspiel. Again, it's the Glitter Bombspiel 2018. We are in Potomac Curling Club in lovely Laurel, Maryland, just outside the Capitol Beltway. It was upper 80s yesterday. There was some frost on the ice early. It doesn't seem to be a problem. It's, they are getting a lot of curl. Nobody Gives a Damn has put a rock in. That is counting first. So we are down to skip rocks. There are all sorts of preparations being made now for the last of our items. And preparations being made now on the other three sheets for our next draw, which will come up rather quickly after this. The warm room is quite crowded. People who have just curled. People on sheet D still going. And going. I've left the long view now so you can see where these guards are. I will switch to the overhead as soon as this rock is past the guards. It looks like it will be. Again, this is the first of these skip rocks for Glitterly Can't Even. They do not have the hammer. Nobody Gives a Damn has that. This rock is going to get past all those guards, probably. Yes, it does. It is... probably, yeah, that is going to outcount Nobody Gives a Damn. So that, not bad. That will complicate things a little bit more. Nobody Gives a Damn with 2 rocks remaining. They have the hammer. I am not monitoring the chat room at the moment. I'm just going to assume that you are all saying nice things about the commentary and about the camera work set up by Michael Dodds, our technical wizard, who also is the skip of Rock on Rock Action, which just won its first game. The score of that was 6-3 heading into the last end. Nuts ran out of rocks, so final score might have been 7-3 or 6-3, whatever they declared it. Ms. Vannnnnjieeeeeeee took either a 9-2 or a 10-2 win on sheet B, depending on what that final score was. Northern Triple Exposure, again, had a 9-4 lead after breaking up open a really close game. 4-4 heading into the 7th. Northern Triple Exposure scored 5 in the 7th. Cleared the house, scored 3 academically in the 8th end to make it fairly respectable. Very respectable score to end with. Here we go. Nobody gives a damn. This shot is coming in. I think this might hit a guard. It does. So you can see it on the right of these 2 camera views that we have. So Glitter we can't even. Lying 1 with a rock they might be able to protect. It looks like they are going to try to put something to the right of the house as you are looking at it on that left screen. Try to cut down the drawing area. Taking out that red counter is a nearly impossible shot. Maybe do the run back and run a Yellowstone into it. If these guys really want to challenge themselves. Glitter we can't even now with its final rock. And this will be their final delivery of the game here in this extra end. We played 8, all tied up at 5. This is the 9th end. That rock is on the way. It is rather heavy, so they must be trying to take out that yellow that you see. Here it comes. Out goes the yellow. Literally can't even is now lying 5. So nobody gives a damn with a big test of nerves here. That 4-foot is open. That 4-foot is open for the last shot of this first draw of the Glitter Bombspiel. They're replacing a guard that got nicked a little bit as that rock was steaming down the ice. They will sweep everything here. Taking their time, obviously, on this last shot. He has got to get the weight absolutely perfect. This will really need to sit in the 4-foot. And being joined by another commentator for this last shot, maybe. Here it goes. It has crossed the hog line. Looks a little heavy, but I've been wrong many, many times. And now looking across the ice at this, it's going to come into view on your screen pretty soon. Oh no, they're shaking hands. This is going to come up well short. That is a big win for Glitter we can't even, which nearly put it away in the 8th end. They will take the win in an extra end. So we will close things down here for the first draw, but as you take a look at our house, at the warm room, we will be back shortly with the second draw.
Oh, great. Okay.